right? Cushion covered detergents, yes, some of them can like cross work. You can work for sofas or work for linens and all of that. But if you are intending to use or wash your own things at home, right, you need to check if the detergent can do that. If the manufacturer has put it on it, that it can do that. If it doesn't indicate anything like that, please don't use it. Because what it does is it will bleach the fabric. If your fabric was a dark blue, if it was a navy blue, if it was a forest green, before you realize it's all bleached and it's all light, then you'll be complaining, right? So from the get-go, make sure that you check the packaging of your detergent, the powder specifically, to see if it's allowed or if it's permissible for something like that. That's number one. Number two, now the machines, the washing machines, the types of wash. You know, the machines, there's certain functions that it has. It has the cold wash, it has the warm wash, and then also it has like the heavy wash and the soft, and it has the midi, depending on the type of washing machine you have. Some of you just dump all your linens in, then leave it at heavy wash. Before you realize, it comes out and it has shrunk, because that is not how it's supposed to be. So also check what your machine can do. Check the functions of your washing machine. Check if you put it at heavy wash or high wash, is it going to stretch the fabric? Is it going to shrink it? Or is it going to just bring it as normal as it is? And those of you who like to add fabric softness, it's not all the linens that are for sofas and couches that you have to add fabric softness. There are even types of fabric softness. So all these things, yes, I know you mean well. You want to save a coin, you want to do certain things on your own, but some of the things you have to be very, very particular, or else you would throw these covers in, these linens in, it comes out and it has faded, it has shrunk. It can even begin to tear in the machine, or even begin to tear because of the type of detergent that you have used. Okay, all right, so that is your DIY for today. It's actually a caution that please, if you're using detergent, or if you're using your washing machine to do your own thing, just be extra careful for the type of wash and also the type of detergent that you are using. All right, today's discussion is particularly about the Ramsar sites, right? As I said, a lot of uproar has happened within this month about government agencies walking in, or let's say zooming into these sites and basically saying that these buildings must come down, and they must come down because it's raining. And once these buildings are there, it's in the waterway, it will affect drainage, it ends up in floods, and we're the same people who complain. But the thing too is, people have built houses. Some have finished, some are in the process of finishing, and it all comes back to us on Zed Decore Live, because housing is a thing that we discuss here. Interior furnishing is a thing that we also discuss here. We also discuss raw materials. We discuss all of that. And all of that goes into what people have used to complete their buildings on the Ramsar site and all of that. So we'll just focus basically on the quest for land. Land is so important. There's a housing deficit that we appreciate, but we have to look at it dispassionately. It doesn't mean that because there's a housing deficit, or because we all want to be in Accra, we'll do the wrong thing. It doesn't matter if you spent $1 million Ghana cedis, I won't say dollars for the finance ministers can't beat me here, but you spent $1 million Ghana cedis to build a house. If it's on the wrong land, it is on the wrong land, and that building will have to come down eventually. All right. So my guest today is Mr. Prosper. He's staring at his phone, but he lies bad. He'll start talking very, very soon. Mr. Prosper, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm so happy you accepted to to talk today? Because as soon as I saw the post, I said, no,
Right.
he's the one. He's the one we have to find and talk about Ramsar Site. But let me help you relax a bit. How is your schedule like? I know you do a lot of things from Monday to Friday. What do you do?
Basically, I do real estate.
Okay.
Everything real estate. But of late, I'm doing more of the consultancy than the selling.
Okay.
Because I've come to realize over the years that there are more problems. I've come to realize that over the years there are more problems after selling than before buying.
Okay.
So, talking from the point of the buyer, we intend to have more challenges after we have bought the land, not before we buy the land, because there is this, you know how it is done in this part of the world, or this part of our world, where we hear that, okay, there is this construction going on here, or this is the new place in town, so everybody just joined the league, and they are going there to go and buy properties.
Okay.
And it is after they are done payment before they start realizing that they shouldn't have made that payment in the first place. Just when I was coming here, someone just called me that, okay, they've actually bought the land, and the land they bought, he has an indenture, and so he's asking me, does he need a surveyor to go see the land before he will go and register? I was surprised.
Yeah.
Like, how would you ask this question? Yeah. Okay, so how did you get the land in the first place?
First place, yes.
So it means that he didn't have a site plan, but he said he has an indenture, and so he's heading to Lands Commission to register. Only for me to draw his attention to the fact that he needed that site plan to make the indenture complete, because without that, the indenture is not complete. So he was a bit surprised, and he had to now. So look at this type of person. He has already paid for the land. So now, if you go back to doing those documentations and realize that there's a problem somewhere, now you start blaming the seller, start blaming the authorities, start blaming police, start blaming everybody around you except you. And we are fond of doing that. So I realized that out of a very hard experience, which maybe I'll share on this platform, but then it was through that experience I got to know that we are more endangered after we have bought the land than before we buy the land.
Okay.
So my day is mostly I'm on phone, I'm online. I have a lot of videos on TikTok, so I get so much engagement, and I hardly had the time. However, once a while, I actually book those times where we need to go to sites, physically go to sites and do some observations, and and then advise as well. So basically, that's how it has been. That's how my week has been. Sometimes, I think this around 12. Is it 12 midnight?
Yeah.
Before
like a.m.
Yes, 12 a.m. A client of mine called me from Canada.
Look at that.
At the time they called me, they were they were in the day, so they called me from, and it was about this. She bought a land somewhere, and the person was giving the document. The person said it was a different grantor, and from checks, the grantor is different. So how would she go about? So it was when she chanced on my video, and she realized that, no, before I make this move, let me talk to this guy, because I believe he will be of help to me. And that's the time they called. And once I wake up, I will attend to them. So, that's how it has been.
Anyway.
Sleepless nights, but I'm actually on a journey to make impact.
Yeah,
so that
for
we
God
can,
and country, right?
For God and country,
I like that. Anyway, Prosper, what is Ramsar Sites? What is it? Explain it like you are talking to a 1-year-old. What is Ramsar Sites?
Okay, so Ramsar Sites is a protected site, or a protected wetland. However, this whole Ramsar Sites thing started from Ramsar is a little town in Iran where the convention was signed.
Okay.
That's international convention that protected wetlands. So because it was signed there by, I think, 88 different countries at the time in 1971.
Okay.
And so the name Ramsar, that's what brought about the name Ramsar. Okay. Now, what have brought about all this convention, and why is Ramsar site a very protected site? And this is one thing I want people to really understand, that when it comes to Ramsar sites, these are wetlands that are necessary sites that help human to actually survive in our environment. Now, I don't want to be too technical. Let me use the basic language that we can all understand. Somewhere around that year, a group of scientists came together and realized that there were depletion in these, what do you call them, water bodies.
Okay.
Because people were draining the water bodies or draining the wetlands and converting them into farmlands. Others were polluting wetlands and were using them for other activities. So sand winning and all that were happening. And so there was a rise in basically like disease infections through insect infections. Farms were being attacked by some insects from nowhere, and others too because of. So a group of scientists put themselves together basically to really investigate and know what is actually going on. So from their research, they realized that it was because of the depletion of these migratory birds. The wetlands being converted to farmlands means they have no habitat, so they exit the place. And they realized that these animals were very important to the human environment. So they came up with a group of scientists that were putting research together in order to protect these animals so that they can save the environment for human habitation. Because somebody will ask, what's the essence of these birds? Some of these migratory birds actually feed on some of these insects. And once they are no more in the area or in the country, what happens is these insects get into our environment. They get into our houses, our farms, and enter into our... So they enter into human space. So basically, they somehow, from 1960 all the way to 1971, then the convention somehow found its way into law. And then became an international convention, which was signed by 88 different countries. And it was signed in Ramsar, which is the small town in Iran. And then Ghana in 88, somewhere in February 88, joined the convention to protect the wetlands. Not just for the birds, but also for humans, because wetlands do not only, Wetlands do not only create habitation for these birds, they also serve as buffer zones. Now, buffer zones are spaces that when the mainland is flooded, like there's rain, these rains, that water finds its own way. And ask me where the water is going. It's finding its way into that Ramsar site. Because that's a wetland which actually collects excess water from the mainland. Also, when there is an overflow, maybe the sea rises beyond normal and it overflows onto the mainland, the water finds its way into the Ramsar sites. These same Ramsar sites creates a balance in our, let me call it, our weather. So if there is no rain, you realize that there's a lot of evaporation from that wetland that goes up to give us rain on the mainland. The same way, vice versa. This same wetland that we're talking about, when a lot of us have boreholes and wells, where do we get the water from? So these wetlands serve as purification zones. So when they collect the water like that, it purifies it and then recharges the water table for us to get clean water from underground there. So wetlands are not just a land waiting to be developed. No.
It has a specific...
It's a very important, site that we need to protect. And even without an international convention, we as humans need these waters around. Now look at all the things I've outlined that these wetlands do to us. Why would you now want to go and cover this place and put your house on it?
We are coming there. How many do we have?
We have about 6 different. Keta being the biggest. Then Sakumono. And then there are 6 different ones. Let me just mention the 6 of them.
Please do.
Let me mention the 6 of them so that people will be so much. Because sometimes I feel like we need to get these things across. We have Keta Lagoon, Ramsar Sites. We have Songo Lagoon. We have Sakumono Lagoon, Densu Delta. We have Muni, Pomazi, and then the Owabi Wildlife Sanctuary. These are the 6. And we have about 5 on the shore. And then the rest is on the mainland. So if you watch the Sakumono one, it stretches all the way from the motorway down to Community 3, and then it shares boundary with the sea. So the road that connects Sakumono, Spintex to Ashaiman, that's the boundary line. And then it ends somewhere around they call a place the Shalom Sports. So that shallow spot through the Celebrity Doctor Road all the way to Committee 3, and then it shares boundary with the sea. And then on the other side, Committee 10, Committee 12, other side. So that whole side is Ramsar Sites, which is not supposed to be occupied. Now, like I said before, there is this area that is permitted, but that one you need some permits from Forestry Commission.
So wait, let me interrupt here. So it means that Forestry Commission, that is it's for them. They oversee the Ramsar
exactly.
Sites.
They have the authority to oversee that place. The wildlife, I think the wildlife division of the Forestry Commission, they actually oversee that place together with the assembly, together with the Ministry and Lands Commission. So,
pause here. So it means that for the zones that have the Ramsar Sites, right, at the district assembly level or the municipal level, there has to be somebody dedicated from Forestry Commission within the assembly. Is that what it's supposed to be?
Okay, it's not that somebody should be within the assembly.
Okay.
They have full authority over the site.
Okay.
And the assembly also has because assembly has the authority or the right to issue building permits. That's where they come in. So when you apply for building permits there, they request an inspection. So they go to inspect the site to ensure it doesn't fall within the protected zone.
Okay.
Now, the wildlife division is to oversee and make sure that no illegal activity goes on in that area.
Okay.
Lands Commission also makes sure that no one brings document from Ramsar Sites and register it on the blind side of Forestry and the assembly.
So, Prosper, it means that you need basically permits from 3 people.
You need from 3 people.
Not people, 3
institutions.
You need from Forestry Commission. You need from the municipal or district.
Yes.
Then you need from Lands Commission. Where did we go wrong?
Okay. As long as people keep paying for illegal, let me just say, for the word, as long as people keep paying for illegal properties or illegal goods, the sellers will not stop. The cycle continues.
Who are those selling?
Just like you go to Cycle, how do you know who is selling the bad phones to us?
That's an interesting question.
So that is it. For you to know who are those selling, let me share this with you.
Please.
We went there to buy a land some time ago, and there's this gentleman that was introduced to us by a friend because he also bought land from there, and he bought it through the same gentleman. This gentleman posed himself as a staff of Forestry Division, Forestry Commission, and then he was selling this land to us. Now we went further to do, our due diligence to be sure that we are buying from the right person. Little did we know that he was a security man at the forestry.
You are joking.
Yes. He was security at the forestry. As to whether he's a staff, as in, we have no idea. All we knew was that he was a security. So we didn't buy. However, you got to realize that it's a cartel. I don't want to mention names.
No, don't.
Because there are people from the top to the bottom. So when we were pushing him further, he picked a phone and called someone. And we spoke to the person. The person said, don't worry. You make the payment. Whoever comes to you on the land, mention my name to the person.
Yeah.
and that's a very big red flag for me when it comes to buying land.
Yeah.
Once I have to mention name to protect the land, I'm sorry. What it means is when that person is no more, I have lost the land.
Yeah, that's what we had surveyors here some time back, and that's what the surveyor said. There's nothing hot. There's no hot land anywhere.
There's no hot land.
Once you see this land is hot, there's a problem. You should run away.
Exactly. As hot as it is, that is how fast you should be running.
Yes.
So when we got that, we realized that no, these are red flags. The red flags were too many for me, so we pulled out. We did our search and everything. We realized that no, this is becoming, and that is where it all begins. And excuse me to say, we are a bit lazy when it comes to due diligence in our part of this, in this part of our world. We are wired differently, such that we feel it will cost us more to do due diligence than it will cost us to build on illegal land.
Yeah, that's true.
So instead of spending that little money we have to do proper checks, because there's no way. Those who are complaining about, why is government demolishing and why this demolition, they should show me one person who has done the right thing by going through all these institutions and getting his papers done rightly, building there and was still demolished. There is nobody. I can challenge anybody on that one. No one on that Ramsar site can really produce documents that he went to Lands Commission, he went to the Assembly, he went to the Forestry and got all these documentations. No one. So when the Assembly moves into demolish, now interestingly, these demolitions didn't start today, and I'm not sure it will end today or it will end tomorrow. You know why?
Why?
As far back as 2013, that was when the first demolition happened. The people decided to cheaply politicize this thing. But this is more of you and I living in Ghana here. It's our survival. We need that wetland to survive in Ghana here.
Yeah.
We destroy them, we destroy our environment. Basically, if we say, okay, people who are buying on the Ramsar sites, I say that people who are complaining, why will Assembly sit down?
I was about to ask you that why would these three state organizations who are very, very powerful, because they have the laws and everything backing them, why do they literally wait till the building has come up? Because some of the houses I saw, like there were cars and people are living there. So why would you wait to that point? Yeah. Like, I don't know. That's where it didn't make sense for me.
Okay. So this is how I approach that, those who are asking that question. Have you ever been to any construction site in Ghana where you've seen boldly written on the wall, stop work?
Yes.
But the work is still ongoing.
Oh, yes, all the time.
Good.
This is Ghana.
Good. This is what happens everywhere. Now, some people will say at the Ramsar site, they didn't see that stop work.
Oh, how?
There are two ways I will answer that question. One, if you are building on the government land, there's no way Assembly will come and write stop work, because you are building at your own risk. There's no way you come and write stop work.
Is laughing. I like that. It's a very strong
they
statement.
Won't.
Don't mind you, eh?
They won't mind you because they have done a publication.
Okay.
And there's a public notice
okay.
that no one should build there. And according to the LI 1659, which is the international law that protects wetlands, it stated there if you fall within that site, there will be demolition and there will be no compensation. You will even be charged to restore the land back to its original status.
Oh, wow.
So the Assembly is being kind to you by demolishing your land and letting you go. Yes.
Okay.
And so if you're asking, why will Assembly sit down? Assembly has sent out a notice. No one should develop there.
Just don't even.
So why would you? I have some of the publications here. I will share them with you.
Okay.
Why would you go and develop? Assembly will not come and ask you any question. They won't, even if they see you building.
They don't mind you.
Maybe you are doing an experiment, so they will allow you to go ahead and do it. And you see, the Assembly doesn't have that resources to always be coming to sites to demolish you at a foundation level. No. You don't expect them to using taxpayers' money to defend what they have already announced that.
Don't.
It's like you making a publication on these airwaves that no one should use this particular road because there is also an intruder happening there.
Okay.
And still, as black as we are, someone will still use that road. And then when that person gets involved in one form of, accident or the other, the person tends to blame you that why did you sit down for me to enter into the hole before you are coming? No. Just like we see on other sites. They'll write stop work, boldly written, stop work, produce permits. People will still build. Some people will even paint the stop work and continue building. Then later when they have issues, they are running to the Assembly. You see this big push thing that is happening. I say that this is a good lesson for everybody to learn. So those who are buying the land at the Ramsar site, do they want to tell me that if someone is selling a demarcated road for them, a road that has been demarcated years ago that this place will be used for a road, and someone is selling it to you, and you are told that this place will be used for a road, will you still go ahead and pay money for it and build on it? No. People do due diligence if they want to invest in perfumes. They check, is this original?
Your phone.
Am I buying the right thing?
Yeah.
If they're buying iPhones, if they're buying any type of phones, they check and do proper due diligence to be sure they are buying original phones, original gadgets, original perfumes, or original body creams, because they don't want their skin to be damaged because of what they have used their money to buy.
But
why would you want to go and buy land and not do due diligence to be sure you are securing investment?
You know what you're saying about the road? The road expansions, people will be crying, and they've broken down my house, they've broken down this. But you see, where the road is even expanded to, there are people who have built and it hasn't affected them.
Yes.
it means that those are the people who went to the assembly and asked that in case you are going to expand the road or in case you are going to do anything to this road, where should I be or where? And because sometimes you see they have broken down the road 3 or 4 times, but there's this particular house or particular
they're not touching it.
They're not touching it.
And
it's
you see,
true.
it's also part of it that
what you're saying has drawn my attention to that.
That allowance that you're supposed to leave when you are building from the center of the road to where you're supposed to end, it has been published. It is out there that before you build by the roadside, there is a particular distance you are supposed to leave before you put up your building. This is no secret. If you go to the assemblies to go and ask, if you go to Lands Commission, whoever is the authority in that space, when you approach them, they will let you know that leave this space. But because we all want to be close to the roadside, so that once you drive your car, you enter into your house, we decide to build right by the main road, forgetting that there should be an allowance for future expansion. So this whole Ramsar Sites that people are so emotional about, we should be more concerned about our own health than people who are building the structures there, because when the disaster hits yourself and myself, no matter how much we have, we can't save ourselves. The only way we can save ourselves is to protect the habitats of those who protect the environment. Let the birds do their job. Let the land, the wetland, collect the excess water so that you and I can be free from flood. So the government is not happy demolishing some of these buildings. That is why they put out publication. They did the first publication in 2013. As far as I know, you understand, to the best of my knowledge, they did the first one in 2013. They did the second one in 2017. They keep doing this publication. Even just recently, what's the name of Tema Mayor actually announced that was in August. He announced that if you block the waterway, they will move you out, because the wetland actually needs water from the top. So I'm avoiding technical words, but it will just come. However, these wetlands need to be fed by water from the mainland. So when it rains here, the water finds its way all the way through to the wetlands. So if somebody is filling that space and diverting the water, maybe diverting the water into East Legon, what's going to happen? You are going to flood East Legon. So don't put your house in the waterways. And so they will remove you.
It's as basic as that.
It's as basic as that. So I don't know why people are crying about why is government waiting, and they're politicizing it, making assembly look as if they are not doing anything.
And because now I'm having lots of discussions concerning land, concerning building, construction, concerning all like this kind of thing. When this was happening, the demolitions and all this was happening, there was no emotion in me. I didn't feel, oh, I'm sad. Yes, I mean, there was this one video of this gentleman, an old man, they had to clear him and clear his daughter's books. And I mean, people have stepped in to help him. But when I stepped away from that emotion, I'm like, why on earth would you even build there? Why on earth would you even do that? Knowing very well that when you were building, look at the amount of sand, the amount of filling you had to, that should even tell you that no, there's a problem.
With what you're saying, sorry that I'm interrupting.
Don't worry, interrupt.
There is this friend, I should say, who bought a land in the wetland, basically. And he bought 36 strips of 20 cubic truck of sand to fill the place. 36 cubic of sand to fill the place and built on the land. Now, watch what happened. When the rainy seasons kicked in, the entire neighborhood was flooded. There was no space for the water to flow. And now the entire neighborhood was up in arms against him to take his building off the place, because he actually built in the waterways. And because he has the money, he blocked the waterways and now has flooded the whole community, because the water is not finding way to go. It's stagnant. It's stagnant. And so I tell people that if you see those kind of things happening, as a citizen, say something. You can also call on the authorities. If you call their attention, it's not all the time that the assemblies or the authorities are roaming around town to find out who is doing the wrong thing.
Because
who
most
is
of,
doing
as
the
you
right
said,
thing.
understaffed. Where are the cars? Where are
Good.
the personnel?
But once you draw their attention to
They
it,
will
that there
come.
is this thing happening here, they
They
will
will
come and
they
have a
will
look
come.
at the place.
As for that, I know.
You understand? They will come and have a look at the place. But sometimes we relax until the danger hits before we want to. And the person too, looking at the kind of building he placed there, he will not be, comfortable to remove it from the place. However, no matter how nice the building is, once it's sitting on an illegal property or an illegal land, it has to go. And it will go down. No matter how beautiful the building is, it doesn't make the land legal.
Yeah.
Everything goes up and comes down on land.
Okay.
So if you don't protect wetlands, we are not protecting ourselves. We are in danger.
If you just tuned in, the discussion has been, this is what I call a yummy discussion. If you just tuned in, this is Zed 101.9 FM. I am Nabi. I'm sitting here with Prosper. And Prosper has explained the whole Ramsar situation like you would explain homework to a 1-year-old. The truth, or the simple truth, is that you've built on a protected land. Ghana has signed to a convention, right? And those wetlands are supposed to be left alone. And if you realize, we used to have these migratory birds. They're like birds. They were white with long legs like stalks. I remember seeing them. I don't see them anymore.
Yes. So
where are they?
It's an interesting thing. You see, this way back as 1999, 2000, those who stay around Committee 3 would know what I'm saying. Around those times, you find these birds, these migratory birds. You find a lot of them around, especially in the evenings, around 3, 4
like
p.m.
White, the long
there
beaks
are a lot of them. Different
Yeah.
species that are loitering around a few houses that are in the area there. Some of them, you see them on the lagoon in a very nice
pattern.
Exactly, in a very nice pattern, and they're on the lagoon and all that. But these birds are very sensitive to the safety of their environment. Once they notice that their environment has been touched, they don't come back.
They won't come back.
It's interesting we're having this conversation in May because it's one of the months within which the World Migratory Birds Day celebrated in this month.
Yeah.
And just last year, 2025, somewhere February, a migratory bird from the biggest Ramsar sites in Ghana, which is Keta Lagoon, flew from Ghana to Belgium.
Oh.
And that was celebrated and used to mark last year's World Migratory Birds Day. You can imagine how.
Did we make a fuss about it here?
No one heard about it. Yes.
That is
no one heard about it. So that tells you how we give attention to nature.
Yeah.
We hardly respect nature when it comes to this. So you see, and this bird connected Ghana to Belgium.
And it's a big deal.
Via wetlands.
Yeah.
It flew from here to there. And this is not a big bird. It's a little bird. It weighs, you may know that bird. You find them around. It weighs just like 10 grams. Very little, tiny bird that flew from Ghana all the way to Belgium. That should tell you how these birds are very useful to the environment that we live in. Now, if birds can do this, so imagine, okay, let me just say, when there's a dry season in a particular place, animals have a way of knowing the next destination where they can get, livelihood.
Yeah.
So when there is, let's say, some group of insects storm Ghana, these birds know that these things are in Ghana.
And they'll come.
They fly from wherever they are to Ghana
to
come and feed on those insects, breed here, reproduce here, do that cross-pollination here, and when they are done, they go back or go to the next Ramsar site.
But Prosper, we learned these things in school. I remember when I was growing up, JSS, we learned these things, social studies, life skills. I think we've stopped.
Do we still study, do we still do life skills?
I had some carpenters here 2 weeks ago from the timber market. They said when they see kids with drawing boards, they are asking them now, we want to call it day. Like, do you people still do these things? What they really teach you people there? It answers your question. Do we really do the life skills anymore?
We don't. Even as adults, we hardly do research.
No, we don't.
On these things. So, and another thing that we need to know about this Ramsar Sites thing is you know what's happening at Keta currently, where the sea is gradually taking over the
It's a
lands.
serious thing. The president
It's a
was
serious
there.
thing.
I saw the
Yes.
video. I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
The sea is fighting. Oh.
It's real, and there is no way you and I can fight it.
No, no, no,
No
no,
matter
no,
the
no.
cost of the building you put
No,
up
no,
there,
no, no,
water
no.
comes for it by its own.
Mm.
So when the demolition was happening, someone was telling me, I mean, in my comment section, the person was, debating this with me, that they're not supposed, they should have given the people ample time to, remove their stuff and all that. And I asked the person that if it was water that was coming and you saw the sea up and gradually getting to your end, will you ask the sea to wait for you
They
till
haven't seen the tsunami. Have they seen how a tsunami hits?
maybe
They
one should
should-
happen
they
in
should
Ghana
see
so
it.
that we can experience it
They
and
should
understand
see it. It's not.
the importance of wetlands. And when that happens, all that water, ask me, where is the water going to? The water is supposed to go to the wetlands. But people, and you see, even in there are so many things I picked from that demolition. If you watch that old man's video, you realize that he said the building belonged to someone, and the person called to speak to whoever was in charge of the demolition.
And they said no.
And that is what we like in Ghana.
Yeah.
We would prefer connection than due diligence.
And that person never appeared. It's
The
the
person
old
will never
man
appear.
who has taken all
Yes.
the slack.
We prefer that to due diligence.
Yeah.
And in this real estate business, hope is not a strategy. And you can't use emotions to replace due diligence.
No, you can't.
Before you buy land in Ghana, there's a process to go through.
Yeah.
There are stages you go through. By the time you are finished with this one, you would have noticed that, no, this is not a place for me to put my money. And people are crying that, where are the sellers? Those who are selling should be jailed. Those who are selling should be dealt with. Those who are selling should be doing that.
But if you check, they wouldn't
get
even
it.
buy from them. They wouldn't even have the authority.
And I don't even want to go to the seller. I made a post that if we stop buying, they will stop selling.
Oh, yes.
Once you stop paying for those things,
you won't find
and we
them
get
again.
smarter, you won't find, the market will not continue. The market will cease. But as long as people keep paying money for it, like I said, the market continues, the trend continues.
And Prosper, we are hiding behind the housing deficit. We're hiding behind, well, we're not hiding behind that. We're hiding, the fact is everything is in Accra. Our decentralization policy has just been words, no action. Is that a good enough reason why we are also in this mess? Because yes, we are screaming right now, do not buy, do not build. But the truth is, housing is a thing. Rent is a thing. So we are dodging rent. We're trying to stabilize, but
I agree that
what's the connection?
I agree that we have housing deficit in Ghana. But I always ask, or this is my question, or this is what I have to say when it comes to that. Does Ghana begin, or does Accra begin and end in Spintex?
No, it doesn't.
There are more lands.
Yeah.
Just close by, we have Tema. Close by, we have Dodowa. We have Amasaman. And all those stretches are there. Now, someone will say, what of the connecting, accessing the main city is coming. See, there are two types of pains that I have grown to know. The pain of discipline and the pain of regret. If you reject one, you choose the other one automatically.
Oh, Prosper.
So why won't you go through the pain,
Yeah.
discipline yourself, and find a way of accessing the main town?
Yeah.
Thankfully, this big push has come to expand or connect most of the
roads.
outskirts
Yeah.
to the main city. So if you had bought that place at the time, by now you'll be smiling, because I have a place around Dawenya. At the time I bought it, nobody was interested in it.
But now Dawenya is...
But now that the place is
Dawenya
opening,
Dawenya, Oshe.
they have renamed the whole place Committee 25. Even if it is not Committee 25, it is named Committee 25. Now the roads are coming, and we are excited because roads are coming. So if you say we have high housing deficit, but does that mean you should go and buy an illegal land? No. There are good lands out there. Go to Dawenya, like I said. Go to Chupoli Pram. Go to Amasamai. Go to Dodowa. There are good lands. All you need is proper due diligence. We don't like doing due diligence in Ghana. I don't know why. I just don't know why. There's a way you can make a land speak, make the land talk. Even everybody is saying that this land, there's no problem with the land. The land itself has a way of talking to you about it, about itself. And I think I shared that on my page.
I saw that too.
Get to the place. Ask the land, are you genuine? How do you do this thing? Put your boys on the ground. See, there's one due diligence I did for a client of mine. He's not in the country. So he needed a land in town. And the place already developed. That place had been left for quite some time because the owner even is not in Ghana. Okay. So he decided that, okay, he was going to sell this place. Even he himself didn't know that somebody else have taken over the place.
Oh, wow.
There's a new trend in town that I will share with you after, or maybe during the program. So when we went there to go and do our due diligence, we realized that, okay, nobody wanted to talk to us about the land. So I got alarmed. Why is nobody talking to us about this land? So I approached one, mason who was passing by, and I asked him about the land. And he said, oh, let's wait a little. We will know why we can't develop this land. Then a gentleman, popped out of a house and then approached us. He said, what is it? We said, oh, I'm interested in buying this land. So I came to just ask around if it is safe. There's only one way the man told me. He said, ever since he had problem with this land, nobody has survived on the land for more than a year. And so if I can survive on the land more than a year, then fine, I should go ahead and make payment for it. Then I got alarmed, decided to go deeper, and realized that whilst the man was away, somebody went behind him and registered that land and is reselling it. Mm. So when the owner's brother, virtually was the one that was speaking with me, saw me there, he knew that this man has sent another buyer. And funny enough, the seller himself don't come to site with you. Mm. He sends you with an agent to go and have a look at the land. And when this happened, I called my client and told my client that, you know what, this is not the land for you. There are other options. The brother who went with me to do the due diligence and heard all these ones told the man that he shouldn't worry. He has a pastor that can do better to get the land for him because he realized it was more of a spiritual thing. Long and short, they paid for the land. They went to the land. Just the first strip of sand that the tipper truck was sending there, the driver couldn't survive it. So what happened and how it happened, no one knows. Couldn't survive it. Now he called me later and was asking me, what did the man say? So if you do proper due diligence, you will know whether this land is mine or it's not mine. Funny enough, most of the lands I have or I am interested in buying, when you call me that you have land to sell or I should help you sell your land, what I do is, first of all, let me see your documents. What due diligence did you yourself do before you bought it? And I also do my due diligence and my checks. And when I verify, I see one red flag. If it is a red flag that I can overcome, then I go for it. But if it is something that would give me headache, I walk away from it. Just next door, there's a free land. Basically, when that man spoke to us and we said all that we have to say, the mason I spoke to first came back to me and said that, my brother, the land next that you're seeing, the owner also is selling it. For him, he's living right there. He has his document there. When we walked in there, he presented all the papers to us. So I was like, if this man had a little patience, we would have gotten a better option because this was not clean for you to build on or even to pay money for. Just a little patience. But human beings, like I said, we don't have the discipline or the patience to go through the pain of discipline. Discipline yourself small. So automatically he chose the pain of regret. That's why I said what I said, that if you reject one, automatically you choose the other. So buying land in Ghana is not that stressful. We just need a little discipline to go through what we have to go through to verify the land, do proper due diligence before you pay money. I can imagine people paying money. How will you pay money 250,000 Ghana cedis for a plot of land without verifying? Only to know later that land has been sold to 5 different buyers. Yeah. And you are the 5th person. How did you not know?
And you end up in court.
And you see, that even brings me to an interesting side. You see, the legal system has been designed to protect the buyer, but it has become a tool for profiteering, basically. Yeah. Why do I say so? The seller, or that unscrupulous seller who is selling to you, knows that if you take this issue to court, it's 10, 20 years. So he will sell that land to somebody else. When the litigation happens, even some of them will boldly tell you, take me to court. Because the court system, justice is delayed. Yeah. By the time justice is rendered or the court is done, he has sold the place, he has moved on to the next plot. He has bought his cars, he's built his houses. So by the time you are judged, you are finished with the case, he is moved on to another plot. Worst case scenario, or I was talking to a lawyer the last time, and I was asking why. And you know, when you push these people to the court, there's a very interesting thing that happens, that they will tell you how they can pay the money by presenting to the court what job they do, what they earn, especially if they are first-time offenders. When they take them to court, they say, well, I don't do any work. I'm just an agent. Monthly, on the average, what I get is 5,000. So if your money is 250,000, 5,000 divided by, 250,000 divided by 5,000. How many years or how many months will that money be paid back to you? You have lost. Completely. And because these people know, they take advantage of it. And they do these things. So you and I, as the buyers, whose money is going into their pocket, we need to be smarter and protect our money. It is my money. Let me protect it. Irrespective of who is selling. Let it be the president's son. I need to verify. Forget the personality, because when there is danger, personality will not come to play.
You will not be there. You won't find them.
Even if they are not there, if we go to courts, I can't mention his name, and the judge will say, okay, because it is him, you have won the case. If I don't have document, I don't have documents. There's an interesting thing around East Legon. Some issue happened around East Legon where a lady got a land, and then while she was busy doing the registration, somebody was busy developing the land. And someone prompted her that, okay, this is what's happening around your land. She went to sites, prompt the people that, no, what you are doing here is illegal because I bought this land. Yeah. I have documents. Yeah. And so hold on with the, construction. They went ahead, finished the construction. And now when the issue went to court, I think the lady went to the police station, reported to the police. The police still couldn't do much about it. She now went to court. When it was ruled in favor of the lady because she has the documents to prove ownership, and she has documents to prove possession, at the end of the day, it was ruled in her favor. Now, if it were you, and somebody else had built on your land, you took the person to court, and you won the case against the person, and the person has already built houses on the land, what would you do to the person? Would you allow the person, okay, no problem, go with it? She brought in machines, caterpillars, and decided to bring the buildings down. Yeah. The whole nation was up in arms. The media houses carried it. Why would you put, this person through this? Why this? Why don't just sit down and negotiate? I asked myself, where was that person? Somehow, the person knew that this land has been registered to somebody. Yes. But you know something? The interesting thing that happens is, mostly, as Ghanaians as we are, as hospitable as we are, when someone builds that kind of building on your land and you eventually win the case, they'll tell you, let's settle it out of court. Let's negotiate. Let the person pay you for the land. And that's the strategy the big men use against the small men, if I can put it that way. That's the strategy they use. I said there's a trend in town that I want to let you know. This is one of them. Okay. Once you see the bare land, they possess the land, build on it, and they work 24/7. These people start the 24-hour economy before.
I've heard of people working throughout the night. Yes. There was recently one. I don't want to mention his name. He actually came. He said he was even fighting with the how do you call it? Those who were pouring the concrete, because as late as 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Like the machines were loud, and it was loud. Just by. Yeah. And I think his wife has just recently delivered. So the whole thing. He traveled, he came back, they told him, but he stayed and he experienced it. He said he actually told them, you have to kill me. You have to. You will not allow the work to go on. You won't allow. Like, why are you building 10 p.m. and not come to pour concrete? Why? Because of, so what you're saying, I saw that post.
So, land acquisition in Ghana actually is a problem. And it's not too much of a problem. It just gives us some small stress. However, although you and I can agree to the fact that the system or the government doesn't make it easy for people to do the right thing. So therefore, we become very used to the illegal things, the illegal way of doing things. Yeah. So much so that even you who want to do the legal thing, you feel so stressed that it's not
you feel
worth
silly,
it.
like, wow.
Yes. It looks like you are the only one trying to do this.
It's Ghana for you.
Everybody is doing this. When you are doing it, tell you that, are you not in Ghana?
Are you not in Ghana?
Why are you doing this? Are you not in Ghana? So we are used to the are you not in Ghana than doing the right thing. So when the law catches up with us for being in Ghana, we tend to blame the authorities. Meanwhile, we didn't do the right thing from the onset. Let's not forget that there are laws.
And there are serious laws.
When they catch you.
When they catch up
with you,
not a joke.
I didn't know
Funny.
would not save your investment.
Ignorance is not an excuse.
So
It's
back to the
never.
Ramsar sites that we were talking
Yeah.
about. You see, these same Ramsar sites that we are saying, we are all complaining about today, that, why is government demolishing and we are trying to politicize it, some people are trying to blame authorities. I do understand that from time to time, the municipal assembly send task force around town. After that, or before, they actually make publications in the graphics. When the publications go out, they give them some time. Then they go around town, around the Ramsar site,
To talk to
to
them.
talk to them
Yeah.
and inform them. And most of the people doing that, they are not in the houses themselves. They put caretakers there, and project is going on day and night. So when all these things happened, the assembly sees it as you trying to be stubborn. We have warned you over and over again. We don't need to write it on the wall before you know that this place you don't have to be. Okay, you say you don't know. We have published it in the graphics. You say you don't know. We have pasted these things on our notice boards. The least you can do before investing money in that Ramsar site or any area around the Ramsar site is to go to the assembly and ask. I remember when I was buying some for a friend, I have the letter on my phone here. They wrote to us to check from the assembly if that place was safe, was a safe zone to build on. And we got a response from the assembly that says, no, it is not a safe zone. We have to stay away from it. But someone will see that and say, well, I know the MC, I know the mayor, I know the minister, I know the chief forestry officer.
Yeah,
So
he's
they
my
go talk to
friend.
them, it's my friend. And so let's go ahead. But don't forget that this international convention, aside the fact that these assemblies are the ones that are in charge and monitoring that place, even if they lose guard, there are other organizations that take census and check the safety of the habitat of these migratory birds and these wetlands and send the reports to the World Organization, as in basically to the headquarters of this wetland Ramsar sites.
And we end up disgracing ourselves.
And then you realize that our sites are being taken over. And the
Yeah.
question keeps coming to the authorities who are supposed to manage the place. What are you doing about the wetland? You are not protecting the wetland, because the data we are getting from those who take census on these migratory birds is saying something else.
Yeah.
So when this gets to the mayor, it means it has traveled down from the top all the way down to the mayor. So the mayor did not just sleep and wake up and say, well, I'm going to demolish. There is a call somewhere that is telling her that you are underperforming and you are destroying the environment. So she also not sit down and watch you to tell her that, give me 5 minutes, let me pack my things out. She's on a timeline, because the next month or the next morning, there's an organization from one international body coming to do a census and take data and send. So she needs to do that ASAP before those organizations arrive.
And you're not supposed to be there anyway. So
You're not
what is
supposed
your
to be there.
problem?
So when they are there, it is difficult for the mayor to explain to the international bodies that I didn't know.
No.
How did you not know?
Anyway, I like that. How did you not know? So, when we are talking, having a good discussion, and the program has to end. But this has been streamed live on Facebook, and this will be repeated on Sunday at 5 p.m. There are more programs right after this. There's Highway 1019, which is just about starting. So thank you for tuning in, and I would see you next Friday at 3 p.m. Have a good weekend. But don't tune off. 1019 is just about starting. Bye.